Hi friends, welcome to Morning Elms. In this video, we're playing Record Collection Roulette. Hey everyone, Kyle here. So there's this website called Discogs. A lot of people in the vinyl community are probably familiar with it. You can log your vinyl collection, you can buy and sell records through Discogs, but there's also a really cool feature where if you have your collection logged into the app, you could shake your phone and it will select a random album. And I thought a good idea for a video would be to choose 2 random albums and listen to them throughout the week and kind of give my thoughts on the albums and use this as a way to kind of take a look at my collection and see if there's anything I want to get rid of and things I want to keep. I, over the years, have been fortunate enough to get a lot of records secondhand for free from people that are just giving them away. So I haven't necessarily listened to everything in my collection. So I thought this would be a good idea to sort of go through things that maybe I haven't heard or just refamiliarize myself with things I used to listen to a lot and maybe I've forgotten about. So right now we're going to cut to past Kyle from earlier this week and see what records were selected at random to listen to throughout the week. All right, so the first album for the first ever Record Collection Roulette is Grand Funk Railroad, On Time. The second album for the first ever Record Collection Roulette is the Judds, Why Not Me. So the first record I selected was Grand Funk Railroad, On Time. This record came out in 1969. It's their first record. I was somewhat familiar with Grand Funk Railroad, but I can't say I ever listened to this album. I must have got it secondhand through a relative and just recognized their name and wanted to keep it. So the condition of this record is okay. The cover you could see here is a little frayed. When I listened to it, I cleaned it up nice before I spun it, but when I threw it on, there was a lot of surface noise. Not many clicks and pops, but overall, it's probably in just okay, maybe fair to good condition, but totally listenable. And for those that don't know, this is like a hard rock, blues rock, maybe a little bit of psych rock influence on this one. And it's sort of, the production is interesting. The drums are panned hard left and the guitar is panned hard right. So if you're someone that would find that annoying, this is going to be a very frustrating record for you. Overall, I thought the record was okay. The lyrics and the instrumentals were a little underwhelming for me. There is some really cool fuzzy guitar work, like in little solo sections, maybe reminiscent of some of those psych rock bands at the time. But at the same time, it's just over some undercooked songwriting, and it doesn't really make up for that fact. And there's a few songs that use the standard blues riff. There's 2 back-to-back, and you know what I'm talking about. It's like that, which is fine. It's just been done a lot, and it really, in these songs, it's not done with a lot of edge or flair. I always compare these types of riffs to the song Brand New Cadillac by The Clash, which uses, those traditional blues riffs, but there's an energy there. There's a creativity. There's just something that on these Grand Funk songs is missing. And that's sort of my standard. Like, if you're going to use those elements, I need it to be a little spicy. I need something extra. And I need some energy, I need some creativity, and it just wasn't there on these songs. And as a result, I felt myself a little bored. And there's a drum solo at the end of side 1, which is cool and all. I'm not like against a drum solo, but it goes on for a long time, and it's hard panned completely to the left side, the left channel. So it's just kind of annoying. You're kind of listening to this drum solo go off in one headphone. Well, I was listening to it on headphones. And it was a little frustrating. I didn't love that. But some compliments for the record. There's completely competent musicianship. I think one of the highlights for me was Mel Shasher. Is that how you pronounce it? Their bass playing. I really liked a lot of the bass grooves. I thought they did a great job on this record. Just a lot of bouncy bass riffs that I loved. And as I said, there's some cool guitar work, but at the end of the day, like some of the lyrics are just like, are you ready? It's a little generic, I'm not even a big lyrics guy, as I said in other videos. I have a much larger appreciation for melody. And I don't know, some of this just felt a little bland to me, a little generic. And if you compare it to, I'm thinking of, this came out in 1969. I'm thinking of other records that came out in 1969, like The Court of the Crimson King, Abbey Road, Led Zeppelin 1 and 2, Hot Rats, Let It Bleed. There's some CCR that came out, The Stooges. This just, if you compare it to all those other bands that were releasing music at the time, this just, falls flat for me. And I know I'm putting it against some greats, but I don't know. I just thought this one was okay. I might look to unhaul this because I don't really see myself coming back to listen to this. So yeah, this might be going to Goodwill or something shortly. I'll have to sit on it and really think about it. So the next record that was randomly generated was the Judds, Why Not Me? I picked this up shortly after Naomi had unfortunately passed away not too long ago. I had never heard the Judds, but I was seeing a lot of posts mentioning Naomi, and it caught my eye, and I just wanted to check them out. This album came out in 1984. It's their debut full length, and it's really good. The opening track, Why Not Me, is a complete banger. Like, really strong songwriting, really awesome vocal melodies with a great chorus, great verse, really cool reverb on the snare. I think it was a snare, maybe some other percussion element, but just sound really good. And throughout the record overall, their harmonies are gorgeous. Winona takes on the lead vocal duties, whereas Naomi provides the backing harmonies, and they work so well together. Just such a beautiful combination. And throughout the record, it's kind of like a trade-off. One track will be a little more punchy, whereas the next track will be a little slower, like a ballad. And it works. It like keeps everything fresh and moving really nice at a really nice pace. Really good songwriting, like Mr. Pain, which is talking about how pain is sort of their only companion throughout the years. Winona has a really cool rasp on her voice, and it comes out in songs like Drops of Water, where the chorus, she drops of water. It's just really awesome and contagious. The only track I didn't really like was Girls Night Out. And even though I thought it wasn't one of the best tracks, it still wasn't bad. Just maybe a little too predictable for me, and a little too by the numbers, but still like a decent track. And the production on this is just so clean. Like, it doesn't sound dated at all. I know a lot of stuff that came out in the 80s can have like some dated elements. Like in rock albums, there's drum machines where maybe there shouldn't have been, and same with country. But in other albums in the 80s, like if you're looking for more new wave or dance pop stuff, that drum machine stuff really works. But on other, in other records, makes it sound a little dated. But this sounds great. Just the way they captured the acoustic guitar sounds really fresh and really bright and really wonderful. There's slide guitar, there's little flickers of piano here and there. There's some harmonica and really strong songwriting. I know Harlan Howard, who co-wrote Fault Pieces by Patsy Cline, has a lot of songwriting credits on this. And there's Kent Robbins, who wrote songs for Willie Nelson, Tanya Tucker, Shania Twain. So there's some heavy hitters on here. And then I believe Naomi Judd co-wrote Mr. Pain, so they have some songwriting credits on this as well. But just a great country pop album. I really liked it, and I might check out some more of their stuff. But aside from one track, I mean, this kind of just flowed and produced banger after banger. So really digging this. Glad I checked it out. And it's sad, that Naomi recently passed away. But at the same time, it's kind of beautiful that their music lives on. And I'm just now discovering this, and I really appreciate it. It's a really good piece of work. So thank you to the Judds. Great album. So that was it. Let me know if you liked this video, and leave a comment if you're listening to anything cool lately. If you liked a video like this, I plan on doing these record collection roulette videos maybe once a month, just as a way to kind of, like I said, learn more about my collection and weed out some things that I don't really like. And follow me on Instagram. It's at Morning Albums, and I post shorter form videos about albums in my collection and what I'm listening to. Other than that, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and take care.